Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Dave Roberts. That big strike three. Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Good morning, victorious. The Los Angeles Dodgers win the World Series for the first time in more than 30 years. And this morning, the celebrations continue.
With Kern County in the red tier for the COVID-19 spread, schools are slowly beginning to bring students back on campus. Today will be like the first day all over again at Bakersfield Christian High School. We'll have a look at the safety measures in place.
And a warming fire in the riverbed in Oildale spreads out of control, and one person is severely injured after running back into the flames. Today is Wednesday, October 28th, 2020.
And good morning. It is 5 a.m. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside, I'm sure, a very tired Alex Fisher after a wild night for Dodgers fans.
So that's the adjective that you decided to use, a very tired Alex Fisher. I should say I'm a very excited Alex Fisher because the Dodgers won the World Series. I will say the reason why you said I am tired, I did not realize this until I looked at the clock. Stayed up until 12:30 this morning talking to friends and family after that incredible win last night. So going through the coffee a little quicker this morning, but still very excited. Worth it, absolutely, to see the Dodgers win the World Series in more than 32 years. We'll have more on that coming up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about your forecast. I saw you rolling your eyes, Kevin.
In the sports world, you have fans, and then you have crazy fans.
Super fans.
And I'm a fan, as you can see here, and Alex let me actually borrow his Dodger tie. I had a blue tie, but he decided to let me use this one. And then you have the crazy fans when you stay up till midnight talking to friends.
And I will say, well, we can't get close to each other, I just realized, but go over just a little bit. I was going to say, you can see, we both have Dodger ties on this morning. Yeah. So I have one tie, he's got the other.
Though, with my blue pocket square.
Oh, that is true.
All right, congratulations to the Dodgers. We'll be talking Dodgers all morning long because we're so excited for them. And our weather, well, that's something that's important too. Let's go right over to it and show you what we've got going on right now. And we've got 50 degrees outside. No winds to talk about. It was a nice, pleasant day yesterday, just a little bit warmer around the area. And as we take a look at the overall forecast for today, we've got the air quality alert still in place until Friday at 5 p.m. because of the fires still burning around the state and the new ones down to the south. And here's a look at the hour by hour for Bakersfield today, starting out into those 50s and then rising into the upper 70s and maybe even lower 80s, 34 degrees and chilly in Tehachapi at this time, an east-northeast wind at 3. Grab a jacket if you're headed out the door. In terms of the wind, not a problem. You can see all of Kern County looking at calm winds at this time for the most part. As we take a look at the hour by hour forecast, and we'll look for sunny skies, a little bit of a haze up that direction. Again, starting out chilly and then warming you up right near 70 this afternoon. We'll talk much more about your forecast. That's coming up in just a bit.
All right, Kev, thanks so much. Your time now is 5:03, and this morning the celebrations continue as the Los Angeles Dodgers win the World Series title in more than 30 years.
Dave Roberts. That strike 3. Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
The Tampa Bay Rays got on the board with a home run in the first inning of Game 6, but that is the only time they would score. The Dodgers battled back to take this game with the final score 3-1. The last time the team won the World Series was back in 1988, and there was a lot of celebrating, but no champagne, and some players wore masks. But this morning there's concerns because Justin Turner was taken out of the game about halfway through after learning he had tested positive for COVID-19. However, he later joined the team for a photo. And coming up in our next half hour, we'll take a more in-depth look at the game, the fan celebrations, and Justin Turner's COVID-19 diagnosis and the concerns this morning.
All right, back here at home and new this morning, a fire breaks out at a business in East Bakersfield, and officials say it's not the first time. It happened just after 12:45 this morning at an old Just Wing It on Niles Street, just west of Mount Vernon Avenue. The business was engulfed in flames when firefighters arrived. Bakersfield Fire Department called it a total loss. No one was inside when fire crews arrived, and there were no reports of any injuries. This is the third time a business at that location has caught fire. The fire department said arson investigators were sent to the scene. This just hours after another fire broke out in Oildale, sending at least one person to the hospital with what officials called life-threatening injuries. It happened just after 8 in the riverbed near Chester Avenue on West Columbus Street. City Fire says a person who was asked by firefighters to leave the area came back and ran into the flames. The person was treated on scene before being taken to the hospital. Officials did not say why that person ran back into the area of the fire. The fire department says investigators determined the fire was caused by a warming fire that spread to a nearby bush. The total area burned was about 6 acres. And Bakersfield police are investigating after a woman was shot in southwest Bakersfield. Officials say a woman showed up to a local hospital around 8:30 last night with a minor gunshot wound. The shooting, they say, may have occurred at Silver Creek Park near the basketball courts. The name of the woman shot was not released, and no word on any suspects.
Turning now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic, 4 more people have died from COVID-19 here in Kern County. Right now, more than 10,000 people are isolated in their homes. According to Kern Public Health, just 7 people are in the hospital and receiving treatment for COVID-19. That is the lowest number that we have seen since the beginning of this pandemic. Sadly, 420 people have died since March. Kern County is still in the red tier of the state's monitoring system. There are 2 areas, the adjusted case rate and the health equity quartile positivity rate, which would stop us from moving on to the orange tier to lose more restrictions. If those categories get worse, public health warns we could fall back into the purple tier with the most restrictions as soon as 2 weeks from now.
17 News is your local election headquarters. The presidential candidates telling 2 very different stories about COVID-19. President Trump claims the economy is already bouncing back. Joe Biden accuses the White House of raising the white flag on controlling the virus. Tracy Potts is tracking the candidates' whereabouts and their strategies.
Maddie, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Couple of new states in the toss-up column this morning. NBC now considering Arizona and red state Texas toss-ups in the presidential race. Plus, we are seeing long lines and robust early voting still all over the country. As of this morning, more than 71 million people have cast their ballots. Both campaigns head west today, vying for Arizona's 11 electoral votes. Senator Kamala Harris flies in from nearby Nevada.
I am here to thank you, Nevada.
President Trump from Nebraska, where last night he claimed economic recovery.
This election is a choice between the Trump super recovery, which is what we're having, or a Biden depression.
Polls are tight in Arizona and other battleground states. Joe Biden making a bid for red state Texas, a huge haul with 38 delegates.
Into Texas, and I think we have a shot.
And Georgia. Bill Clinton was the last Democrat to win here.
We can do it here in Georgia. We win Georgia, we win everything.
President Trump trying to hold on to the trio of Midwest states he won from Democrats 4 years ago. Biden is leading in Wisconsin and Michigan.
We will win, you will win, Michigan will win, and America will win. You got to go and vote.
Coronavirus still the big issue. The White House Chief of Staff says it cannot be controlled.
We can and we will control this virus.
President Trump argues it's not that bad.
Barron Trump is a case. He had sniffles. He was sniffling. 1 Kleenex, that's all he needed. One, that was it. And he was better.
With surrogates hitting swing states.
Donald is a fighter.
Florida, we can't afford 4 more years of this.
Decision 2020 is a battle to the finish in 6 days. And that's with COVID spreading faster than ever all over the country. NBC's numbers show record daily totals, 7-day averages. The president says people are tired of hearing about it. Joe Biden thinks that's exactly what people want to hear about. He's giving another speech on that today. I'm Tracy Potts, 17 News.
Welcome back here at 5:18 Education News now. The wait is finally over. Beginning this morning, schools across Kern County will be able to open their doors and allow students back on campus for the first time in 8 months.
Yeah, so many people have been waiting for this moment. 17's Taylor Schaub joins us live this morning from BCHS with a look at how they are safely bringing students back into the classroom. Good morning, Taylor.
Well, good morning, Maddie and Alex. You mentioned it right off the top there, but it has been since March, 8 months since students were allowed on campus here at BCHS in any form. Today, all 550, their highest enrollment total ever, will be stepping foot on campus and will be returning to the classroom, but it won't be any normal classroom. As you can tell, this doesn't look very normal. That's because this is a converted wrestling room. They're converting classrooms all over the campus here to make sure that they can socially distance out the students. You can tell that there's no plexiglass. We've heard talk about that at different schools across the district and seen it implemented in different states across the country. That's not happening here, but they will take temperature checks for every student coming in the classroom. As I mentioned off the top, 550 students is their highest total ever. That's because they have such a large freshman class. Those freshmen will be entering a new normal as they come to high school today. School's going to start in about 2 hours. It's going to be started by an opening assembly on the baseball field. That will be socially distanced. And then they're going to have all 8 periods today and all 8 periods going forward Monday through Friday as these schools enter or stay in the red tier and start back up here at BCHS. And we're going to be here all morning long. We're going to be showing you different parts of the school that they've converted, where the students will be eating, and how they'll be learning, again, in this new normal. But students are coming back for the first time in 8 months. I'm going to send it back to you, Maddie and Alex.
All right, Taylor, thanks so much. Many other students around town will be headed back to the classroom today, as well as the Fairfax School District that's opening its doors this morning. Schools in the district, which has nearly 2,800 students, will operate on a modified schedule.
And Garces Memorial High School is welcoming back students today as well, and the administration says they're taking the proper steps to make sure students who do return feel safe.
Temperature checks between every period. We will sanitize the desks between every period. We have hand sanitations in every room. We have hand washing stations all over campus. We will spray down everything they've touched between passing periods. We'll take care of the bathrooms between break and lunch as well. We're fogging every classroom and every place every evening. So we are trying to do this the safest and best way to get our students back on campus.
Garces says distance learning will still be an option for families who aren't comfortable sending their kids back to school.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back to your 17 Business Watch. Thanksgiving will certainly be different this year for many families. Though the holiday is more than a month away, you may want to get a jump start on planning. Liz McLaughlin explains.
In the wake of a pandemic, many Americans will be downsizing Thanksgiving traditions.
Normally it's a lot of family stuff, but not this year.
Smaller gatherings that may increase the demand for smaller turkeys.
What that means is they may not be as readily available, and people will have to settle for a larger turkey, so there'll be more leftovers.
And after store shelves emptied in the early days of the outbreak, many grocers are stocking up on popular Turkey Day supplies to avoid shortages.
The supply chain really is driven both by the demand and the availability of the products.
Sales for online groceries and delivery services have been on the rise this year, and Thanksgiving will be no exception.
We have seen an increase in demand.
Crowd Cow is already seeing a spike in sales for its delivery service that sources meat from independent farms, offering pasture-raised birds shipped straight to your doorstep.
The turkey ships starting on November 8th, so it's important to get your order in before that date.
For many, holiday shopping is as much a part of Thanksgiving as the turkey, but there will be far fewer in-store sales this year.
We usually have a family tradition where, we go out on Thanksgiving night and then go shopping the next day, so it's going to be different shopping online.
Some Black Friday sales are already underway online, as retailers hope to spread out demand and avoid a holiday shipping backlog. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
For any first responders working today, lunch is on Wicky's. The Wicky's Wine, Dive, and Grill restaurant says it is giving meals to first responders for National First Responders Day. The meal includes a burger, chips, cookie, and a drink from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Off-duty first responders are invited to dine in on their patio. For more information, just head to our website, kget.com. Your time now is 5:32, and big sports news this morning as the Los Angeles Dodgers have been crowned World Series champions. The Dodgers beat the Tampa Bay Rays 3-1 last night to win the World Series 4-2. This was the Rays' last chance in the ninth, and then it was party time for the Dodgers. It is the Dodgers' first World Series title since 1988. Shortstop Corey Seager was named the World Series most valuable player. And as you might expect, things got a little out of control or a little out of hand in Los Angeles as the city erupted in celebration. And just take a look at this. This was the scene last night following the Dodgers World Series win. Fireworks were sent flying as cars and people packed city streets. And here at home, fans were on their feet for last night's game. A group of fans gathered at Temblor Brewing Company in Bakersfield to watch the game and clench their fists as they waited to see if the team could clinch the World Series.
My voice is gone right now. This is something that I think any Dodger fan has been waiting for a very long time.
I feel you, Albert. My voice is almost gone, too. Albert and his friends and family say they expected the series to go to Game 7, but, of course, they are all happy that it ended the way it did last night.
And the voice of the Dodgers himself, Vin Scully, congratulated his beloved team on their victory, but encouraged fans to celebrate safely. He was the voice of the Dodgers for 67 seasons.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you. Well, the word is out. The Dodgers are world champions. And I know you want to celebrate like everybody else, but let's do it properly. Let's do it the way the Dodgers did, with pride in themselves and pride in our great city. Let's show the rest of the country that we know how to celebrate the proper way. So congratulations to the ball club. Congratulations to you. And now together, let's celebrate the right way in honor of our city and of the Dodgers. Go Dodgers.
That message was posted on the Los Angeles Public Health Department's Twitter page. Scully was the Dodgers broadcaster for 67 years before his retirement in 2016. And the triumphant end to last night's game did not go without some concerns as third baseman Justin Turner was pulled from the game due to testing positive for the coronavirus. Turner was mysteriously taken out of the game after 7 innings and wasn't on the diamond at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, as his teammates hugged and jumped for joy immediately after the Game 6 victory. Shortly after the final out, it was revealed that the 35-year-old Turner had tested positive for COVID-19. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred said Turner was immediately isolated to prevent spread. However, several minutes after the game had ended and the championship trophy was handed to the Dodgers, Turner was spotted on the field. For much of that post-game stroll of the field, Turner was wearing a mask, but he took it off as he sat next to his 48-year-old manager Dave Roberts for a team photo. The Dodgers executive acknowledged that pictures of Turner being out of isolation might be, quote, not good optics. The league said everyone on the Dodgers team would be tested once they returned to the team hotel.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.